Hey guys, Jago EFM Stories and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm excited about today's video because anybody that wants to apply for Chevening is in for a treat. I interviewed the Chevening program officer for Zambia, Muila, and let's just say that she dropped so many gems. Like in this video, you guys are going to watch and jot and write notes and you're going to be inspired. Even as a scholar myself, I was inspired listening to every single word that she said. There's no need to talk too much. Let's just go straight into the video. Let's go. She's our Chevening program officer in Zambia. And I'm just excited to, just to learn all about her and the Chevening brand. And for anyone that wants to apply for Chevening or is just interested in Chevening, this would be a good video. So, Mwila, how are you feeling today? I know you're currently in the office. How is today going? Just talk to us about how you're feeling.
Wow, it's happy Friday. For us here, it's a short day, so we normally start at 8 and close at 1. So yeah, looking forward to the start of the weekend, and I'm feeling very excited, very positive, and happy to meet you, babe.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet you as well. And I'm going to say it again. I love your outfit.
Thank
You look so
you.
good. Okay, so let's go straight into the interview. So my first question actually is, can you provide an overview of the Chevening scholarship and its main objective? Because I know that you're a program officer and you have like a good insight of that.
Yes, thank you very much for that question. So, as you may be aware, Chevening scholarships have been in existence for almost 41 years. It's over 40 years. Opened in 1983, and we've had participation since then. So we are very blessed in that manner. The main objective for Chevening is to kind of create this vibrance in future leaders, change makers of this world. The foreign policy of the UK is really very important, and as a global leader that UK is, it really depends on, or rather relies on a soft power, which is scholarships, and Chevening scholarships holds the flagship of the UK government. And yeah, we're very proud to be associated with the Chevening brand. Yeah.
Aw, and I'm also very proud to be a Chevening scholar.
Wow, we
Yeah.
love that, Faith. It's very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 2020, 2021. That was the pandemic year. So, but it was still an amazing opportunity that I'm forever grateful for. So I'm curious, I'm sure that a lot of people watching this will be applicants. What are key qualities or experiences that the selection panel or the Chevening brand is looking forward to in scholars or potential applicants?
Yeah, so this is really about authenticity. I find that Chevening scholarships are one of those scholarships that will give you leakage, so to say, because it's the same questions that come in and year out. They may change the language, but what they're looking for really remains the same. We're looking for people that are original, change makers of this world, like I said earlier, people that have the potential to be leaders. And that is not to say if you're already a leader in your own right, you cannot apply. This simply means that even as you are a leader, there are times when you need to start giving out, your leadership qualities. What are you giving out in your country, in your own field, in your own space? So those are people that we're looking for, because it can be the same 4 questions, I think, as you may know from your experience as a scholar. I cannot copy your essay to think I can ace this interview even. There must be that originality. Who is Faith? What do you bring to the table? So that is what we're looking for.
I love that.
Yeah.
So authenticity, originality, leadership qualities, and a passion to give back. Hope everybody's taking down notes. Try to reflect that in your essay. So obviously you've been doing this for quite a while. Based on your experience, what are like common challenges that applicants will face during the application process, and how can they like overcome them?
Well, challenges will always be there, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I find that especially for last minute applications or submissions rather, the system will definitely be overloaded and people will panic.
Yeah.
We always joke about this even at the office that it's the last week of November that we start getting calls, that we start getting emails of people now. I'm done with my application. I want to submit, and the system won't allow me. I think that is the major challenge that scholars may face, potential scholars may face, but also in the process, sometimes being over-mentored. I've seen that in the past years as I've, done this job. I've seen that also has created some kind of a problem. People stop being creative, being mentored, and you see maybe your mentor really is this application on their first attempt, and people want to imitate their mentors. Like I said earlier, please, we need people that are authentic. Just tell your own story. And leadership really does not mean it's a professional leadership where you are maybe in a managerial position. It could be even at home setup, in your community, at church, in your family. So those sometimes I see that scholars think they undersell themselves when they use those basic kind of examples, but really that could be a challenge if you're trying to imitate someone who is not in your space. And also, the overusage of AI. We know that AI has come and we cannot
Yeah.
run away from it. Yeah, I advise people, let it guide your thoughts, let it guide your writing skills, but do not for the life of me, just copy and paste. It just will not work.
Wow, I really love these. Like, funny, I've never heard this, and it makes so much sense because it's something I've noticed, but the way you've articulated it just made it like come like clear to me. Because I noticed something when you tell somebody, "Oh, this is what I wrote in my application." It's almost like they lose themselves and they lose their
Mm,
own like authentic identity, and they try to like follow what you did instead of just coming
mm,
through with their own. So I love that you said that. They're hearing it from a person in a position of authority. Be yourself, be authentic. Your mentor
mm.
did well, yes, but you can also do well. You also have your own identity, so let that come through. I really love this. Like, I really enjoy this, and I'm sure that everyone watching would as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so obviously when the scholar becomes successful, actually no, let's go back before they become successful in the application process. I know that Shielding is very very passionate about everything that they do, and I know that there's a lot of support that Shielding offers to applicants. So I don't know if you can just touch briefly on what are like the supports available from Shielding to people applying for the scholarship.
Yes. Sometimes I've had encounters where people had questions and they didn't know where to go. Of course, the system presents its own resource, but I always advise, but this always comes like a bit too late when maybe people have been selected or they've been rejected. That's when they feel comfortable to get in touch with me. We are, as Chevening officers, a physical resource for all posts globally. Do not be afraid to use us. Do not be afraid to contact us. I'll not, I mean, as a potential candidate, you're not going to contact me to ask me to read through your essays.
Yeah.
I mean, that just,
That's extreme.
yeah, that's too extreme. I mean, you just can't. I met a candidate that gave up because, the browser was having problems on the last day. I think they wanted to submit their application on the last day. and they just gave up and said, they're going to try the following year. And they contacted
Wow.
me after the grace period had lapsed, because obviously they were given, I think, for the 8 hours for those that were having problems. And the way the system works, it's only those that have indicated that they're having problems with the submission before the deadline are the ones that will be, given this opportunity to resubmit. So I was like, if you had contacted me, we could have seen how we're going to communicate with London. But, that was an opportunity that was lost. So
Wow.
in a nutshell, please don't feel bound to contact the High Commission if you're having challenges, especially system failure challenges. Otherwise, the system itself is so robust that it will redirect you. And there's obviously somebody at the end of the on the other side that is going to help you, especially with the submission process.
Yeah. And also, if you can, please don't wait till the last day. Please.
Yeah.
Please. Because it's always such a crazy thing. Like, so
Yeah.
many people will be, I don't know why. I get it, I also do it, but for Chevening, I don't know. It's just best to save everybody the heartache and
Mm.
distress. Try to submit like a few days or a week. I don't know. I don't know the optimal time, but I think I submitted like 4 days to the deadline. And even that 4 days, my application wasn't loading fully to show you the volume of people that wait till
Mm.
the last minute. So if you can, but if you don't, like she said, program officers like her are available
Mm.
to help you. So speak up. Don't hold back your challenges. Okay, so once they get the scholarship, what are like the expectations from Chevening, during their studies and after they return? What are the things that like the Chevening brand or the Chevening Secretariat expects from scholars?
Okay, so as you are aware, this is a global scholarship uh, getting participation for over 160 countries. You will be exposed to a network that is so huge. Last year, we were around 60,000
Wow.
scholars that meet up to do all manner of courses in the UK. So this is the resource that you're going to be exposed to. You'll also be exposed to original authors of your field of interest. If you are really deliberate about things, you apply to universities that are going to give you access to people that have written books that you have studied in your courses in your field of choice. That experience cannot be matched anywhere. You'll also be exposed to world-class facilities. I know, having studied in my home country, it's very different, the exposure that you'll get studying in the UK. Whilst you are there, you make all these networks, you make all these friendships. On your return, you continue with them. I know one guy who's currently doing his PhD. He's back in the UK doing his PhD. When he applied, he was a secondary school teacher.
Wow.
He was exposed to this variety of different people in his field. And when he returned, those people continued with their collaboration. And before you knew it, this guy started a community school, which has really grown. And
Wow.
this is in the village, in the offskirts of Lusaka in the Eastern Province. The school has really grown. Those people that he met in the UK helped him to, donate, books, desks, and things like that, which, after a year or so after his return to Zambia, they were ferried back home. And this has made a huge difference in his field, in his career. And, it's those kind of stories that will help you even to further your education, to further your leadership, your continued academic study, for example, because he's now back in the UK studying for his PhD. So it's that kind of, exposure that you get, which you'll not get anywhere else. Yeah. Mm.
That's so inspiring. Like even as a scholar, like you just like reminded me of some of the things and the reasons I chose Chevening and a lot of the support. And also like I don't know if it's the same thing in Zambia as well. I also know that like even when we return home, there's like a lot of events that you guys organize, like for networking. So there's so much support and like she said, like don't stop all the things that made you apply. Don't stop all the things that you were doing. Don't stop your story. When you return, continue. And maybe you can also be another success story that she can share on a platform like this. Okay.
Actually, Faith, even just to belabor that point,
Okay.
that is just one example that I gave. Once you return, we have a vibrant alumni association in Zambia. I think we were one of the trendsetters to have our association registered.
Wow.
And yeah, we are very serious about it. We have an executive team that runs for 2 years. We recently voted in a new executive committee, and on your return, those welcome reception events, you're invited to, you make your own connections, and then you become part of this family that is doing so much, like in Zambia, and they are really, really united. You may be supported through, job searches, because I do realize that some people, have to resign if you're working in the private sector.
Yeah.
You can be faced with a bereavement. Currently, one of our scholars, she's a daughter of the former president of Zambia. Her mother recently died, former first lady died. You can see how these people have united together, going to just console her, just to be with her and just to make her feel part of this family. So not only do on your return, you're left alone, you have this also access to the High Commission. We have the King's birthday party now, which is the UK's National Day. You get invitations to that, when we have visits from the UK, those are professional visits that we may want somebody like, for example, climate change expert. We have a resource that is coming from the UK and they need, just to understand it better from a local perspective. Our first point of contact are always our scholars, So you're invited to, events like that within the High Commission. So it's really a variety of events. You are, once a Chevener, is a Chevener for life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a scholar, I can testify to that, guys. Like, it is so real. Everything she said, like, as you were just saying them, I was just remembering, like, all of the support that we're always getting from email invites to even, like, workshops to, like, the job search thing. Even when people die as well, like, when people lose people as well, like, there's a lot of, oh, let all of us come together to visit the person and all of that. Like, I really love that that's, like, the same thing in, like, other places. That's such you just join a family. I think that's just what it is. Like there's this communal feeling of we are a family in Chevening that I really, really appreciate. And yeah, looking forward to welcoming you that is watching this to the Chevening family. Yeah, so funny enough, it's actually related to one of my questions, but I think I will just skip that. So, what advice would you give to prospective applicants to improve their chances of being selected for Chevening? I'm sure that after they've listened to all this, they are like, oh my God, I need to be part of this. So, I don't know, what advice would you give to prospective applicants?
So again, in Zambia, we have a WhatsApp group that is doing tremendous stuff. We created this WhatsApp group from the office and added all the Cheveners who are available to mentor. Okay, so when the application window opened, we have all these groups, this resource that is available to mentor you, to go through your ACEs, to not to handhold you, but they're going to give you their own experiences that is going to make you even more creative. I encourage you to make use of that and listen, pay attention. Like I said again, AI, it will help you, but please do not copy and paste. Be original. We need that authenticity. We need that creativity, the innovation that is going to go to the UK and come back with your already inbuilt creativity coupled with what you're going to learn from the UK. When you come back, you are just a firebrand. This is what I would like to encourage people, that, do not lose your authenticity. Do not um, uh, uh, undermine your experience as a leader. And, again, like I said, not to belabor the point, that this scholarship is not, this is what makes Chevening different from other scholarships. It's not just academic, it's leadership. And this is the backbone of this scholarship. It's leadership. You may not be a leader professionally right now, but there are certainly things that you have done in your family, in your church, in your community. We want that to come out. Okay, we want that authenticity to come out. And once that is done, sometimes, again, because just of the limitation of the spaces that we may have in that particular year, that should not stop you. I've seen people that have gone on their fifth, even sixth attempt. Yeah. That is not to say they were not good enough. They were, but it's just space is not allowing. And if you've completely given yourself to doing this, do not give up. Do not give up, whatever the case. Continue, and one day you're going to get it. And the beauty, again, Faith, it has not the age limit.
Wow.
I tell people you could be 15 and you meet those minimum requirements. 2 years minimum work experience, which includes, by the way, internship. It includes voluntary service. You could have it. You've been doing Sunday school teaching. You've been doing community service, cleaning streets, cleaning drainages. As long as somebody can vouch for you that, yes, you did work, you did put in so many hours, and you compound that to make 2 years. And also the first degree. I get asked sometimes that, what can I do if I don't have a first degree? You can't apply. So why not start upgrading yourself to get that first degree and then minimum work experience? Then you're good to go.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God, you're so inspiring. Like, I could listen to you talk, and I've already gotten the scholarship, but I'm like still inspired. It's crazy. Like, I'm just so excited for everyone that is going to listen to this, because like there's no better way to have put it. It's I don't have anything to add. Like, just inspiring. Okay, so my next question actually is, what has been the most rewarding aspect of your job as a Chevening program officer? Yeah, because I know that you definitely you sound very passionate about the job, and yeah, I'm just curious, like, what is the most rewarding aspect for you?
Faith, I cannot say this, I don't know how to say it, just being part of this group of leaders, this group of vibrant people that have come back. And sometimes I sometimes joke, I'm like, I wish we could record our interviews, because sometimes people are coming, interviews can be daunting. Let's not underestimate that. The way a person came to the interview, and then you see them on their return, they are a totally different person. I enjoy being part of the process. Also about the doors that these people can open as well, we cannot underestimate that. Sometimes we had, for example, the Foreign Secretary of State visit. I think they visited this year in March. And we needed experts in social cash transfer. We needed experts that could speak to him, could speak to this topic of, climate change situations and the effects that climate change, the drought that Zambia is facing. Who but would be the first person to contact, I always find myself in these high-level meetings, even in my country, even at the office, people, the management of the High Commission just wants to know the names that can help them. We have such a robust group of alumni that sometimes people ask, how did you even get to enter this door? We have alumni at State House, for example. So if we need meetings with the president, sometimes I'm contacted. Who will be the that door opener at State House. You want to meet the president. Who will be the best person to meet? We've got two people at the moment working in State House, and we've had somebody, a Chevener at State House. I think from the time I started doing this job, there's always somebody at State House who will be able to be, who is our first contact every time we need a contact with the president. So that is so fulfilling to be in the position that I'm in. I I always feel, that connection, that linkage, because sometimes even Faith, you realize like you are a 2021 scholar, you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
You may need somebody who went earlier, for example. Who better to ask than Layo, who's your contact person in Nigeria, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even when I was browsing, this is how you and I met. It was through another Chevening scholar. I was, I think I needed something from Layo, because Layo and I do speak sometimes. And I needed Layo for something. And as I was searching for her contact, there you were interviewing her on YouTube. This is how, I got to know about you. So this is the fulfilling bit about my job. I'm so fulfilled. I love doing my job, and I couldn't change it for anything.
Nah, it sounds like a really beautiful job, honestly, because I can't even imagine how you feel. There's something very fulfilling about being a part of people's success story. And I think that part of like seeing them in the interview and when they return, the transformation, I think that's just a testament of the Chevening testimony. And yes, I can testify to that. Like the 1 year I spent in the UK changed my life like positively. I grew as a person, I grew as a scholar. Things I was not doing before I went to the UK, I started doing them while I was in the UK. This support and everything. So definitely I understand that feeling, and I know that even if obviously I know that this job must be intensive because you're managing such a global audience, and there I know there's so many moving parts. The application is almost a year, from like August till like July. I can imagine the amount of effort. So definitely really really excited and so inspired by you. And yeah, so my next question actually is, for a scholarship like Chevening, different people from different walks of life will apply. How does Chevening ensure diversity in terms of like gender, ethnicity, and different backgrounds? How does Chevening ensure that the applicants selected are like diverse?
Yeah, very good question, Faith. This time around, I'm very proud to say that we have majority females in
Wow.
Zambia selected than men. So that this has been our challenge in Zambia. We find that there's so many men that men are always the majority on our Chevening selected list. I've gone out of my way to help mentor women and girls, and
Oh.
because the department that I sit in also is where the education program sits. So I have an opportunity to travel and speak to, a wide range of people. So we've been very deliberate at Post to speak to all walks of life, because I think in the past there was a myth that only certain professions were, kind of the favorite for Chevening. I've tried to debunk that myth. We have a whole range of people apply in Zambia. We have teachers, we have lawyers, we have bankers, climate change, entrepreneurs. So it's a wide range. Any field, as long as you have a first degree, and of course you meet that 2 year minimum work requirement, please do not feel held down to apply. Just go for it and apply. Yeah.
No, that is. I'm so happy that you said that because honestly, sometimes in my YouTube channel, people just comment, "Is shifting only for people in?" Because obviously, I interview different kinds of people, but when they watch certain videos, and maybe those are the people that make videos, because it's not everybody that gets Chevening that might be available to make a video, there's this myth, like you said, that people think that it's only people from a certain background. And I wish I told them that no, I studied creative industries, management, and enterprise. I'm not even in development. I keep telling people that I'm an example. I'm not in some of these fields, but Chevening had a space for me to allow me to pursue my creative dreams. So definitely, I'm also a woman as well, and I got shifting. So yeah, I'm so happy that you talked on that. Like that is so amazing, and well done for the efforts to bring more women and girls, because I know that that's a
Yeah.
global challenge across like multiple fields. There's so many barriers, and to see that Shivling cares about having a diversity pool, a diverse pool is really good. Okay, so I'm actually curious. How has the Shielding Scholarship impacted Zambia since its inception? Could you share some success stories of like Zambian scholars? I'm sure you have a couple or a lot, but yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, like I said in my preamble, we've been having participation since 1983. So our first scholar, who is still around, Dr. Ludwig Sondershi, he's a lawyer turned politician, and yeah, he's advanced in age, but very proud to be associated with him. And yeah, he's one of our major. I mean, not really major. I meant, first trendsetters, so to say, in terms of the scholarship. We have many. Well, our current ambassador to the U.S., for example, Chiwa Makanyama is a scholar.
Wow.
We have so many CEOs of banks. We have Malcolm Chavala, CEO of NatSafe. We've got Kapumpe Kaunda, CEO of FNB, a female.
Wow.
I'm so proud of her. We have Mercy Chipampe, who's leading the UK Cancer Hospital at our largest government hospital in Zambia, female. And Mercy went with her husband. Not at the same time, but yeah, they're both scholars. Zicta, this is our, what is this, our mobile kind of leader in this industry. I'm not quite sure what exactly, but Zicta CEO, or we call him Director General, Cholwena Luamba, he's got an amazing story about his Chevening journey. So we've got quite a diverse. Our public relations at the body that conducts elections in Zambia, Patricia, she came in with a very unique story. She's one of those that walked into the interview room, and when she was greeted, she says, when she was asked to introduce herself, she says, "I'm the child of the Most High."
Oh.
And well, these are British people that don't understand those terminologies. Most High, they keep wondering who's
that?
So after the interview, I was asked, "Who is her father?" The child of the Most High. I said, "Well,
I love it." Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
She simply means she's a child of God."
Yeah.
So those are tremendous stories, and I can go on forever. Faith, it's just amazing. So those are our stories, and these are people before they went. For example, Patricia was just a different person, and now on her return, she's different. She's a different human being altogether, and I'm so proud of her. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Like these are like so inspiring, and I'm just like happy that you're sharing this story so that people just see that this is a transformative experience and is worth the effort, is worth applying for, is worth trying. There's a lot in the application, the essays, the reference letters, everything, but I hope that this has shown you that apply so that your life can transform in these beautiful ways. So I think that there's often a trend for scholarships like this to be concentrated in like capital cities. I think it's also the same thing even in Nigeria as well. Most of the application is often Lagos, Abuja, I'm curious, what are the plans to expand the marketing activities for Chevening outside of your capital city? I think it's Lusaka. And also, what are
Yes.
your marketing plans, generally to push this amazing good news, this opportunity to different places across Zambia?
Good question again, Faith. So, obviously, post-COVID, we kind of stopped traveling for obvious reasons. And sometimes I would hold workshops at the High Commission, but I realized that that was only favoring people from within Lusaka. And sometimes, because obviously we would advertise on social media, I've had people travel from outside the line of rail coming to Lusaka, and I felt, I always feel it's kind of unfair because, again, Chevening is not guaranteed that you're going to get it. So you can imagine somebody traveling from a far-flung area just to come and listen to you and the other past scholars speak and not get the scholarship. That kind of is for me, it just doesn't sit well. So like we've done in the past, before COVID, we would travel around Zambia. We are resuming that this year.
Nice.
The plan to visit 3 provinces out of the 10. So we'll be in Northwestern Province. We'll also go to Northern Province and the Eastern Province. So those plans are in the pipeline, and we shall advertise widely. We shall put the advert on social media, on radio, as we go to those places, just to make sure that we're all having the same type of opportunities before us, and not just to favor people that are in Lusaka or along the line of rail. I say along the line of rail, Faith, for our global viewers.
Yeah.
It's easy to travel from, those, major cities in Lusaka, for example, Livingston, the Copper Belt. It's easy to travel, but then, like this province, Northwestern Province, it's further up there, and we have potential scholars, but who may not even have access to social media because of connection problems. It's the things that we sometimes take advantage of in the cities may not be, that available for people outside of our vicinity. So this is why we've decided we're going to go and advertise, market the Chevening brand in those far off areas. Yeah. So starting in September, I will communicate the date. September, we shall be doing our marketing. And the reason why I left it to September is because we are having our send-off event, our farewell marketing, Chevening farewell event on the 23rd of August. So after that is done, people now will start doing their, administrative stuff in terms of, getting their visas, their TB tests, and they're on their way to the UK. Then I am freer, so to say, to do other things concerning Chevening. And one of the major agenda item is to market Chevening brand.
Yeah, there's so much soul and passion that is embedded in this, to be honest, because it's one, I like the effort and the intention to ensure that, people that don't have that direct access, people that are not like directly in the city, can still have access to this. Because that thing you said about like somebody traveling all the way and not getting it, it can be very heartbreaking. So to reduce the barriers to access, barrier to entry, I think that is amazing. You did mention social media. Where do they get this information? Is it the UK in Zambia social media accounts, or is there a Chevening social media account that people can follow? Apart from the official ones. Yeah.
Yeah. We have the Chevening alumni in Zambia have their own social media page, and they've been doing tremendous work, posting stuff from the main UK Chevening page to their page, and just marketing, continuing to market the opening of the application window. We also have our own at Post. So at Post, we only use two social media platforms, that's Facebook and Twitter. Okay. So if you go on the FCDO Lusaka page, British High Commission Lusaka page, you will find those prompts and all those information that we're trying to sell in terms of the Chevening scholarships.
All right, thank you so much for this amazing interview. I am so inspired. Like it's such like a breath of fresh air to my morning. I feel like I'm going to have a great day today because I'm just going to be smiling from ear to ear because I'm so proud to be an alumni of this amazing brand. I'm so proud I'm so also excited that I spoke to you because I know that so many people watching this are going to be so inspired. You brought your own authenticity to this interview too. Like this is different from any interview I've also like had. So you're an ambassador of what the things that you're speaking. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I know that you had a lot you could do today, but your passion is also like evident in doing this interview with me. So thank you very much. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Faith. I really appreciate your time.
Hi guys, I hope that that video was very inspiring for you. It was inspiring for me. Subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share with as many people as possible, and spread the good news of the AFM Stories YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.